Hello, my name's Emma Cockrell and welcome to my whole food cookery class. Today I'm going to be doing another recipe using ground seeds as a flour replacement to make a bread alternative for those people who can't tolerate gluten grains or who are having to avoid yeast. So as I've mentioned in other videos, it can be quite a problem to find a good bread replacement when you're on a yeast-free diet, and a number of my clients have to avoid yeast while they're working at supporting the balance of microbes within the digestive tract, because so many symptoms can be affected by the health of our digestive tracts. So one of the things that we need to do sometimes is to avoid additional yeast in the diet for a period of time. So this recipe is for a flat bread which can be used as a wrap and used for to go alongside a soup or a salad, or to be stuffed with shredded salad and maybe some hummus, so that mashed avocado. So you've got a nice alternative to a usual wrap. They're obviously going to be a little bit different, but it's a nice alternative and pretty simple to do. So I'm going to start off with half a cup of ground seeds, and I've got here a mixture of pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, and you can see actually some of the pumpkins haven't ground down too finely, but that's fine. So we've got half a cup of ground seeds, and you can do any combination. And to that I'm going to add a tablespoon of ground flax seeds, or linseeds, it's the same thing. Stir that in well. And then to this I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that psyllium husk absorbs a lot of water, and so it helps to bring a little bit of stretch and elasticity to baking when we haven't got the elasticity that gluten would normally add, that is found in wheat and rye flours. So if you're using and baking with other flours, you're not always going to have that stretch which gives a good rise and good flexibility, if you like, within the finished product. So I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk, and psyllium husk you can get in a lot of whole food shops. You can also buy online, and if you want to get in touch with me at nutritionhelp.com, I can give you the details to order it through the company that stocks all the nutritional supplements that I recommend. So we're going to add in that 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk. And then to help keep that nice and soft as well, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of grated courgette. Just work that in. And then we're going to use a tablespoon of beaten egg. Work that in. And then finally, we'll use 2 tablespoons of boiling water. And that water, the psyllium husk absorbs and then begins to swell. You can see it's not a big quantity I'm making here. This is going to be for 3 small wraps, so you can easily increase the quantities. And we just want to leave that for the psyllium to absorb that moisture for a little bit longer. And then we're going to line our baking, before we line our baking tray, we're going to need to roll these out. So you want 1 small piece of baking parchment, and then 1 piece the size of your baking tray. And we're going to take small satsuma size pieces of the mixture. And we're going to roll them out onto this piece of paper, and then lift this paper, leave them on the paper, lift this paper onto the baking sheet. So on one side I'm just going to put 1 little round of the dough, and I'm going to roll that going to be about 10 to 15 centimetres in diameter. So this would stick without using the baking parchment. Then I'm going to peel off that baking parchment, and there you've got your first little wrap. I'm not too worried about perfectly circular wraps, but you can obviously spend a bit longer and get them more circular if you like. So roll a ball, place it in an opposite corner to the one that you've just rolled, place the baking paper over the top, and then roll again. Fairly thin. This one's a bit bigger. Peel off that baking paper, and you can see you're building up these wraps. If it goes a bit thin at the edge, just pop that back in. So finish those off. As I said, you've got enough here for say 3 to 4 10 to 15 centimetre diameter wraps. And then when those are done, when you've rolled those out, perfect, peel that off, just lift it onto your baking sheet. I didn't measure that very well. So pop that onto your baking sheet, put that into the oven at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes. We don't want to overcook these because we want them to stay soft and a little bit flexible. So pop those into the oven, and then you'll get these. Now as soon as the oven stops, you take them out of the oven, I stack them up and wrap them up in that paper to allow them to cool together, and again so that they keep soft while they're cooling. Now these ones I didn't actually add the ground courgette to, and that will help keep them moist and soft. But here you can see there's a good degree of flexibility in that wrap, so you can fill that with some hummus, some mashed avocado, some finely shredded salad, and make a really delicious wrap there for a snack lunch, which is great to either take on a picnic or to have when you're working from home. So another very, very simple recipe. You can see the 3 there. Another very simple recipe as an alternative for bread, so that you don't have to feel hungry if you are not able to eat ordinary bread. And in fact, it does all of us good, even if we haven't got food intolerances, to have changes in the diet so that we're not eating the same foods all the time. A lot of us eat wheat at breakfast, lunch and dinner. We have wheat at toast, we have wraps and wheat sandwiches at lunchtime, and then we'll have a plate of pasta in the evening. And that amount of wheat is just going to, for many, many people, create a little bit more inflammation in the digestive tract than is helpful. So it's a good idea to ring the changes and use different foods that we've got available. So I hope that this is a recipe that many of you can try and enjoy. So do tune in again. If you want to find out more about who I am, do visit nutritionhelp.com and see what I do as a nutritional therapist and how I might be able to help you. Bye-bye for now.